Hey everyone! Today we're going to be talking about adding and subtracting integers. So basically, what is an integer? Well, an integer is a negative or a positive whole number. So we're not talking about fractions. We're not talking about decimals. We're talking about whole numbers, okay? So if you're looking at a number line, it would be a number that would fall on this number line, okay? And so when we're adding and subtracting integers, we're adding them and subtracting on this number line. So let's look at an example of how we can use a number line to add or subtract. You may remember this when you were younger. So say I had -2 plus 1. Well, first I would start off at -2, and I would move into the positive direction. So I would move towards the positive numbers. So I'd move one spot towards the positive numbers, and that would leave me with -1. So -2 plus 1 equals -1. If I had 4 minus -3, well, that's easy, but let's mainly just show you how to use it on the number line. So we start off with the +4, and then we go towards the negatives, and we move over 3 spots. So 1, 2, 3. So that's kind of how we did it when we were in grade school. These are very simple examples, but I'm going to show you how to use a poem to tackle the harder ones, because they do get harder. All right, so the poem we're going to be using comes in the tone or the tune of Row, Row, Row Your Boat. So we all remember Row, Row, Row Your Boat from when you're a kid. So think about that song, and hopefully you're humming it in your head right now. So it sounds a lot like Row, Row, Row Your Boat, only the words changed. It goes like this. Like signs add. Different signs subtract. Always keep the sign of larger. Then you'll be exact. So it goes like signs add, different signs subtract, always keep the sign of larger, then you'll be exact. And I know it sounds a bit elementary, but I'm telling you it works. Now, when I was going to school, we learned the rules, okay? So we learned a negative plus a negative gives you a negative. A positive plus a positive gives you a positive. A negative plus a positive gives you a sign according to the larger number. And then same with a positive plus a negative, and then subtraction is different. So I had to learn all these different rules, and you can only imagine how confused I was all the time. But now we have one song that will get you through all your integer problems. So if you could just remember this song and sing it in the shower tonight, and sing it to your friends and family, and teach it to your little brother or sister or whatever. If you could just remember this, right, then you will get through every single integer problem you will have for the rest of your math career. Okay, that's how powerful this song is. So let's put it in action. All right. I've got -6 minus 10. All right. So one thing you have to keep in mind is that this song only works for single signs. And I'll show you what that is in a second. But this only works for single signs. So what I mean by single signs is if I look at two of the numbers, absolute value of the number. So the absolute value of the number is just the number. So the absolute value of -6 is just 6. The absolute value of -10 is just 10. So I'm looking at just the absolute values of the numbers, 6 and 10. If you look between those numbers, there is a sign. Correct? There's only one sign. So this is a single sign problem. So can we use the song? Yes, we can. Thumbs up on that, right? Okay, so let's use the song. Like signs add. Do these have like signs? Well, let's see. 6 has a negative and 10 has a negative. Yes, they do. So I'm going to add these. 6 plus 10 is 16. I could skip the second part, different signs subtract, because they don't have different signs. They both have negatives, right? And then it says, always keep the sign of larger. Who has the largest absolute value? 6 or 10? 10 does. 10 has a negative, so it's going to be negative 16. Okay, that's how we use the song. So here's another example. First, ask yourself, this is a single signed problem. Well, I'm going to look between my two numbers. Yep, there's only one plus sign between. We're good to go. Like signs add. No, these aren't like signs. This is a negative and this is a positive. Those are not like signs. Different signs subtract. Yep, those are different. So I'm going to subtract that. 12 minus 3. Well, 12 minus 3 is a 9. We're not done. Always keep the sign of larger. Who's larger? Who's got the larger absolute value? So the largest absolute value here is that 12, right? And that 12 has got a negative in front of it, so that's the sign that's going with the 9. Okay, so that's how we use this song with single signs. Well, remember how I said you couldn't use it? You can only use it for single signs? Well, you can use it for double signs, and I'm going to show you what that means in a minute. You just have to do something else beforehand. So I'm going to show you that, okay? So what I like to do is I always like to write my song at the top so I don't forget it. So I like to write it like, and I know it's kind of a pain, but it works. Like signs add, different signs. I'm going to try to do shorthand. Keep sign of larger, and then I don't have to put the whole, then you'll be exact. So I kind of just wrote it short, but I get the gist of it, right? Like signs add, different signs subtract. Always keep the sign of larger, then you'll be exact. I don't need the then you'll be exact part, right? All right, so let's look at a different type of problem here. Aha! Look at this. What do you notice? Take a second, pause, and think about what you see in this problem that was different than the other problems we just saw. So hopefully you could see there's something going on between these two numbers here, right? Looks like there's two signs, correct? So what we're going to do is we're going to box the two signs. You know I like those boxes. You know I like those visual cues, right? We're going to box the two signs, and we're going to use the song. This is my cue for the song. So, like signs add, different signs subtract. Oh, different signs subtract. So, these are different signs, so I am going to subtract. Then I'm going to rewrite this problem over with my new sign. Now, is it a single sign problem? Absolutely. Between the numbers, there's only one sign, so I'm going to use the song again. So our goal up here was to make it a single sign. So yeah, there was a double sign, but our goal was to make it a single sign because we want to use the song, right? So we used the song to get rid of these two and make it into one sign. Then we use the song again to solve. So like signs add, different signs subtract. Well, it looks like I have like signs. So 6 plus 3 is 9. Always keep the sign of larger. 6 is larger. Negative in front of it. Negative 9 is your answer. So that's how we tackle double signs. So what I suggest you do is I suggest you rework this a couple times and try it yourself. Let's do another one. All right. -5 minus -3. Oh, I can even put some parentheses around that. Let's do that. So -5 minus -3. So in this situation, the parentheses just there for grouping. Okay, that's it. It's not a multiplication problem because there's that subtraction right there. All right. Right off the bat, I notice there are 2 signs, right? So I need to box them. Okay, 2 signs, you need to box them. And use the song to figure out its new sign. So like signs add. Oh, those are like signs, so this is going to be an addition problem. Then I rewrite this. Do not skip this step because it can get really messy. You always want to rewrite, use colors, write big, because it's super easy to make mistakes in math. All right, now what do we do at this point? We use the song again. Okay, so like signs add, different signs subtract, different signs, right? That's a negative, that's a positive, so 5 minus 3 is a 2. Always keep the sign of larger. 5 is larger, negative 2. Okay, that's how you do the double sign problems. Now let's look at an even longer problem. And again, I urge you to pause, try to redo these on your own and see how you do, and then rewatch the video. All right, let's do something a little more complicated here. I probably should have put that on another page. Actually, let me do that so we have more room. Just going to rewrite it because this might take up some space. Now, I remember putting a problem up like this in one of my classes, and my students said, "What are you trying to kill us?" No, it's actually really easy, and I'm going to show you how to tackle this step by step. Okay, so we're going to start from the 2 furthest from the left. And don't worry about anything else, okay? So negative 6 plus negative 3. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to say, oh, is this a single sign or a double sign? Well, I could see this is a double sign, so I'm going to box my 2 signs. Okay. Then I use my song. Like signs add, different signs subtract. This is a different sign, right? So this is going to be a subtraction. Then I rewrite it because I don't want to be a messy mathematician. So this now becomes negative 6, and I like to use different colors for what I change. Minus 3, okay? And then I'm going to bring everything else down. Okay. All right. So let's see. What else can we do? Oh, looks like we have another double sign there. So should we tackle that? Should we get rid of that now? Let's do it. So let's get rid of all our double signs. So we're going to box this, okay? And we have a like signs add. So those are definitely like signs. So this is going to be addition. So bring everything down. So we have negative 6 minus 3 minus 2 plus 3. All right. I have no more double signs, right, between each number. So look between the numbers. No double signs, correct? Perfect. Now we're going to start from the left and we're going to start solving. All right. Negative 6 and negative 3. Use the song. Like signs add. So these are additions. So 6 plus 3 is 9. Always keep the sign of larger. 6 is larger. Negative 9. Bring everything else down. Keep going from the left. Negative 9 and negative 2. Use the song. Like signs add. These are like signs, right? So 9 plus 2. 9, 10, 11. Always keep the sign of larger. 9 is larger. So it's going to be negative 11. Bring everything else down. All right. 11 plus 3. Oh, these are different signs, right? Use the song. Different signs subtract. So 11 minus 3 is 8. And always keep the sign of larger. 11's larger. Negative 8 is your answer. So the first thing I did was I got rid of my double signs. Now you don't have to do it that way. I kind of always have kind of done it that way, where I've gotten rid of my double signs first and then solved. You can just do like from the left. You could just solve that, get your answer, bring everything else down, and then kind of tackle it that way. Or you can get rid of your double signs right off the bat like I did, and then solve it from the left. So it's kind of a preference issue. So hopefully that kind of made sense. I would like you to rework this a couple of times and see if you can get the answers over and over again on your own. Okay? Try the homework out, and it's okay if you don't understand it, because that's why we have our live class. So bring all your questions to me, and we will go over it even more in depth in the live class, but give it a shot. Okay? Hope this helped. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.